very tired. Hi guys, my name's Sophie and today is going to be a quiet video because I'm really tired. I don't have a hangover or anything, it's not as exciting as that. I was on a plane yesterday, so I'm quite tired because a lot of travelling, hence this. I wanted to do a kind of updates of what's happening in my life because I haven't done one of those since the end of the summer, so I thought I should tell you guys intimate details about my life. So, school's going really well. I have had one assessment marked and handed back, and I've handed in another 5 assessments after that. The one that I got back I got a distinction on, so I'm really pleased with that, and hopefully I can kind of keep that level of ability, whatever. I can keep going with that because I'd quite like to do well on this course. It's just been my half time, so it's the weekend now, but I've just had a week off school, and me and my parents and my brother went to Italy for 5 days, and it was really fun. It was great. I got to go to Milan and see some cool stuff. I got to see the most beautiful Gothic cathedral. Oh, it was so pretty. If you ever have the chance, go to Milan and see the Gothic cathedral in Milan, because I just, like, it's the one bit of religion that I really like, is the buildings. Like, cathedrals and churches that have got good architecture. Oh, so pretty. I've been doing some other stuff. I managed to read 2 books during that week and start a 3rd, and I started this project that I'm doing with this book. I'm going to tell you more about it once I've got further into the project, because currently there's just a lot of bookmarks in this book, and I still need to read another 10 books, finish this one and then read 10 others before the project will be over, so it might take me into next year before I can kind of tell you guys what it's about. Before I went to Italy, a package arrived which my mum bought for me, which I've been waiting for ages, and it took an age to get here, but it's here now, and I opened it kind of without thinking because I was like, oh, I've been wanting these for ages, so I just opened it, whereas I should have kind of waited until now and done an unboxing thing, but I didn't. But it's the Boxes and Saints. Like, that bit's empty because I've just taken them out, but then look at these. Look at this beautiful book. Look at it. Look at the pretty book. For those of you who don't know, I was taking AS History last year, and one of the things that we were supposed to do over the summer was to research the Boxer Rebellion and kind of China in the 19th and 20th century. And I didn't do much because I procrastinate, and then I moved schools. But I did find these books, and they're graphic novels about the Boxer Rebellion, and it's mixing 2 of my favourite things, which is graphic novels and history. So why wouldn't I get them? So that's really interesting, and once I finish these I want to look into getting Persepolis, because I've started it. My friend has the bind up book version that looks like a novel, and I started it and I really loved it, and I asked her if I could borrow it and then completely forgot, and I haven't been back to her house since because it's ages and ages away. I don't mean like it's ages and ages away like in the same city, I mean like it's ages and ages away like several cities up the country, because I don't... friends in the city that I live in. That's not true, I do have friends in the city that I live in, but I haven't seen them in weeks, so I don't know. I'm seeing them next week, which I'm excited about and nervous about. Like, I didn't used to get nervous about seeing my friends, and I haven't seen them in ages, and I don't know, I feel different than I did kind of 4 months ago, because the amount of time that I spend with people my own age has massively decreased by starting this new school, because I'm only in for 2.5 days a week, and the rest of the time I'm at home, either by myself or with my mum. So like the ratio of time that I spend with teenagers is a lot smaller, and the ratio of time that I spend kind of hanging out with teenagers is even smaller, because when I'm not in class I'm reading. After Italy, I came home to find a package because I entered a giveaway on Tumblr and won. So I'm gonna open the thing. Oh, it's from Book Depository. Does that mean I'm gonna get another bookmark? I accidentally ruined the bookmark that I had before. Like, it's not ruined, but it's not. Oh, it's the same one! It's the same design. Like, I'm not unhappy about this. I still really like this bookmark, so I'm not unhappy about that. And the book that I got was a Meg Cabot book, and it's abandoned. So I have very little knowledge about what this is about, but it's by Meg Cabot. So I was like, yeah, I'll go for this one, please. So excited to put this on my TBR. I say not to read because I've got so many books, so I don't know when I'm going to get around to this. But I am quite excited about this. The other thing that I quickly want to mention is that I am currently at 199 subscribers. And some poor unfortunate soul will click subscribe and push me into the 200s. And I thought that was deserving of some sort of celebration, because I'm incredibly narcissistic. But I couldn't figure out what to do, so I've decided to let you guys choose, because I don't like making hard decisions. So I've created a poll where you can kind of click which one you'd like me to do most as a celebration. And basically they're rewards. Well, they're not rewards, that sounds really tacky. Basically you've got a couple choices. So first choice is that I can do a live show. And I will arrange a time when I can do a live show that is accessible mainly to the UK, because that's where I live, and time zones, but also probably it'll be accessible to Canada and the US, because I'm ahead of them. So if it's in the evening for me, it'll be like the early afternoon for them. Probably won't be too accessible for kind of Australia, New Zealand, because early hours of there is like evening time here, but it's difficult. Time zones are a difficult thing, but I could do a live show, basically. I could do a Q&A video, so one of the options is to pick that, and then even if you don't pick that, there's a thing at the bottom where it's like, if I did a Q&A video, what question would you like to ask? So you can ask me some questions. What were the other things? You could... Oh, that was the other one. Okay, so you could... I could do a kind of giveaway, and I say it in quotation marks because you don't get anything. What you get is to pick the next book that I read. Yeah. So you can pick the book, and then I will make a review about it. Like, I will specifically make the review as soon as I finish it and upload it. So none of this like, I read a book in September and I recorded the video in October and it'll probably go up sometime in November. None of that. I will read a book, review it, upload it. So you can do that, and that'll be a separate video. Like, I'll put a like giveaway thing of that. Or as a collective group, you can pick the hair colour that I'm going to dye the back of my hair. If you know me in any shape or form, you know that I dye my hair quite often. This is the longest I've gone for a colour, really. I've been blonde for about 1.5 years now, and I'm gonna stick with it for a while. So I'm gonna re-bleach this. But I'm gonna dye the underneath, so kind of the back here and the hair that's at the back a different colour, because I can. And so one of the options that you could have is to have a mass vote of the people subscribed to me, and you guys can pick the colour that I go for. Please be nice. If you pick that one, please be nice. Don't make me get a really awful colour. The last thing that I wanted to tell you guys is that I have decided to start up a new set of videos. My channel's just beginnings of playlists. Like, there's not even enough stuff to create all of these playlists. I don't know what I'm doing. But I'm gonna start a new set that are TBRs. So these are like things that I'm gonna be reading in the next month or so. And the reason that I'm doing this is not so I can kind of go, ha, look at these books that I'm reading and you're not, ha ha. It's not that. It's because I really want to get to know you guys. Like, that sounds really kind of creepy and cringy, and it's not meant in that way. But like, if I'm reading a book and you think it sounds interesting, I really want people to be able to kind of like read it at the same time with me. I love the idea of buddy reads. I think they're so good. And like, I love the idea of book clubs. Like, the pressure to read the book I like less, but like, if you and a friend have picked a book and you're like, I really want to read this and I really want to read this, let's read it together, like, that sounds great to me. So I'm gonna tell people what I'm reading in advance, so that if they've got that book and they're like, oh, I want to read that, or even if they haven't and they're like, oh, that sounds really interesting, because I do it backwards really at the minute. So I read a book and then I tell you about it, and I've had some people saying that they have found those videos really interesting and they then want to read them. And what I want from this channel, and just like any interactions with people, is for people to kind of talk to me about books. This might have been the wrong way to go about it, starting a YouTube channel where you can't talk back to me. But like, if I've ever reviewed a book and you've read it, tell me your thoughts. Like, even if you completely disagree with me, tell me your thoughts. And if you see one of my videos and then read the book after you finished it, tell me your thoughts. Like, tweet me at follow me on Twitter and message me, because like, I just want to talk about books, guys, like all the time, yeah, so I want to do these TBRs because there are two books that I desperately want to read in December, and I want to talk to people about these books. And my go-to for talking to people about books is my mum. God, that sounds lame. But if I'm reading them, they're my books, she can't read them at the same time, so then I have to wait for me to finish the book and then for her to read the book before I can talk to her about it. Whereas if these are people from the internet, then they can read it at the same time I do, and then we can have discussions. And also, like, people. Like, I've had a couple conversations with some of you guys, and you all seem really lovely, and I want to get to know you more. So, yeah, TBRs. Choose the 200 subscriber thing. I've been on holiday. I got a new book. I think that was everything. I really wish I hadn't left my sticky note with what I'm doing all the way over on my bed. That's pretty much it for this video. I will see you guys with another video soon. So, bye! I might edit all of this out. It's very self-indulgent.